All right, everyone, Jammer here from Jammer's Wrestling Magazine Collection, and today I'm doing a video on the history of the United States Heavyweight Championship as seen on the magazine covers. Um, the first U.S. champion was Harley Race, 1975, and it was for the Mid-Atlantic area. The Jim Crockett Promotions had the U.S. title, and I only have, like I said, my magazines go from 1980 to 2000, and 80 and 81 is very scarce. I'm missing still, some months in the years there. But I went through, I found some stuff. I thought we'd take a little peek here at things, and start off with the wrestler, best of the wrestler, fall 81. We got Nature Boy Ric Flair with the U.S. heavyweight title. That's how the belt looked then. It looked like the country of the United States. And I don't really care for that design, but I get why they were doing that. It was unique at the time, but I don't think it would work in today's wrestling. This is an interesting one. June of 82 for Sports Review Wrestling. A rare shot of Jimmy Superfly Snuka with the U.S. heavyweight title belt there. He is a former U.S. champ. And it's interesting to come across that. I didn't think I would have any photo of Jimmy Snuka. Wow, with the belt. There goes the magazine. Let me try that again. There we go. Get these a little better. And next up, for an earlier one, we have, let me just lift this up here. We have Sports Review Annual Fall 82. We got Sergeant Slaughter with the U.S. title belt. It's a blue strap now, not red. And the Sarge, of course, feuded with the likes of Wahoo McDaniel and Ricky Steamboat and such when he held that title. Now, a lot of champions happened after that. We had Greg the Hammer Valentine. We had Roddy Piper. We had Wahoo McDaniel. We had Magnum TA. We had Tully Blanchard. None of those guys were on any covers that I came across, which is weird. I thought Magnum would have been with the belt. Like, I have Magnum TA covers, but none with the U.S. title belt. Same with Tully. Tully is not. Tully was hardly on any of the covers back then. He didn't really get on the covers until he was tag champ or television champ with the Horsemen, right? But I do have the man that defeated Magnum TA. It's Nikita Koloff with the U.S. title belt here with Dusty. He's got the TV title. This is PWI April 1987. And there's the new U.S. title belt. I like that one. It looks good. It looks nice. It's my favorite belt design. And it always looked best on this man right here who defeated Nikita Koloff for it. The total package, Lex Luger. Lex Luger wins the U.S. title from Nikita Koloff. This is November 87 of The Wrestler. And, of course, the same night, Steve Dr. Death Williams won the UWF belt from Big Bubba Rogers, all at the Great American Bash 1987. Now, stay up, Sarge. Next up, we got lots of Lex Luger ones here. We get the Wrestling 87 one I've showed before, Lex with the U.S. belt with the Horsemen. Great looking shot there. Nice to see the belt on the cover. And we get one here for Sports Review Wrestling, April 88. We get Lex up here in the top corner with the U.S. title belt for the 87 year in pictures. And then, of course, Lex Luger would lose the U.S. belt to the American Dream Dusty Rhodes, who I don't have any magazine covers with him with that title, but I do have the Wrestler of September 88 with this small photo of Barry Windham, and it says Four Horsemen Triple Crown Champions. Barry Windham wins U.S. title tourney. So there it is. That's how they give the full shot to Hacksaw and Andre and give the small photo to Barry winning the U.S. title. He defeated Nikita Koloff in the tournament finals for that. But a better shot of Barry with the U.S. belt, of course, is this PWI from December 88. I've showed it before. I'll show it again. There it is, the Horseman. But there's Barry with the U.S. title right on the cover next to all the champions and the Horsemen at the time. Barry would lose that title to Lex Luger at Chi-Town Rumble 89 and Sports Review Wrestling. June 89 would show that with this photo here. Chi-Town Rumble makes NWA history. Lex Luger wins U.S. title, as well as Steamboat wins NWA World title from Ric Flair. So the last two remaining Horsemen got destroyed that night with their title belts being taken from them. And, of course, at the time, Arn and Tully were in the WWF, so they weren't really the Four Horsemen, but Barry and Rick were kind of in a group called what was it called? It was Hiro Matsuda's group. He was managing them. I don't think it was J-Tex Corporation. I want to say that was Gary Hart's corporation that was going after Flair. So I don't really know what Hiro Masuda's group. I don't think they were the Four Horsemen, though, because J.J. Dillon was gone then, too. He was in the WWF. Anyways, Luger would lose the belt to Michael Hayes, win it back, lose it to Stan Hansen, win it back, and then win the world title, and then the U.S. title would go in a tournament. Sting would win it, and that's what we get here, Wrestling 91. We get Sting with the U.S. title and Lex Luger with the WCW world title. This is from winter of 91 for Wrestling 91. So that shot of Sting with the U.S. belt, not very good, but thankfully, WCW Magazine, January 92, from the same photo shoot, we get this photo here of Sting with the U.S. title belt. So there's a good shot of the belt. That's what the belt looks like now. It's now the WCW U.S. title, and that's the design. I don't mind that design either. It's okay. It probably looks better than most belts do nowadays, so I'll give it that. Sting would actually lose the belt a few months to Ravishing Rick Rude. And spring of 92, Wrestling 92, we get Rick Rude on the cover with the rest of the Dangerous Alliance. There he is, United States Heavyweight Champion, Ravishing Rick Rude. And there's a better photo of Rude coming up here. Wrestler July 92 right here. There's Ravishing Rick Rude with the U.S. belt, and he has the U.S. title on his tights, which he was known to do when he'd hold gold. He would put the belt design on his tights as well. It says, number 2 just won't do. For Rick Rude, the U.S. belt means failure. Now, that's pretty good, right? A lot of champions there. And unfortunately, the next time the U.S. title appears on a magazine is May of 1998 for Inside Wrestling, and I'll get to that in a second. But let me just say this. You have a lot of great U.S. champions from here till then. You had the Natural Dustin Rhodes, Stunning Steve Austin, Ricky Steamboat again, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Big Van Vader, Sting again, Kensuke Sasaki, the One Man Gang, Conan, Nature Boy Ric Flair, Eddie Guerrero, Dean Malenko, Jeff Jarrett, Steve Mongo McMichael, and Curt Hennig. A lot of guys there, a lot of top stars. Not one of those guys made a cover that I saw with the U.S. title. Not one. Of course, at the time, I guess, going into 96, you had the NWO. Like I said, It's So Hot. They made the cover a lot. You had Hogan going to WCW. That made the cover a lot. So the U.S. belt kind of became a secondary thing that just didn't really get noticed on covers. That was until here in May of 98, Inside Wrestling, we have DDP, Diamond Dallas Page, with the United States Heavyweight Championship right there. He defeated Curt Hennig at Starrcade 97 for it and would hold it until, I think it was it may have been Spring Stampede 98. He lost it to Raven, who the next day lost it to this man right here, Goldberg, with the U.S. heavyweight title. There it is. The only magazine cover I found with Goldberg with that belt. So there it is, Goldberg with the U.S. title. That's all I found from my magazine collection. So you don't have any covers with Bret Hart with the U.S. title, with Lex Luger with the U.S. title again when he was in the Wolfpack, Scott Hall, Rowdy Piper again, Scott Steiner, Booker T, Chris Benoit, Sid Vicious, Jeff Jarrett again, Goldberg again. There was a lot of guys. Lance Storm, Shane Douglas, Hugh Morris. There was a lot of guys, right? A lot of guys from when WCW, I shouldn't say even WCW, like probably from, Mid-Atlantic, NWA, WCW, all that era. Like there was a lot of champions that just didn't make the cover. So I'm actually shocked that there was this many that actually made the cover because I knew it wasn't going to be much. I just had that feeling, but there it is. The history of what I have on magazine covers for the U.S. title. Like I said, I know there's stuff from the 70s that have the U.S. title. And there might even be stuff from the 2000s that do, because the U.S. Championship ended up now belongs to the WWE when they purchased WCW, and it has become the WWE United States Championship. And the reigning champion right now, ironically, is a former WCW star in Rey Mysterio. He is the U.S. Heavyweight Champion on SmackDown. So there it is. The history of the U.S. Championship. Now, I like the belt. I like the WCW's version. I even like the WWE's version of it. There was some good U.S. champions and some good U.S. championship matches in both organizations. But if I have to pick my favorite U.S. heavyweight champion of all time, it would easily be the total package Lex Luger, for sure. I thought he looked the best with it. He had a lot of great matches with that title. I'm talking he wrestled the likes of Dusty Rhodes, of Ric Flair. He even wrestled Ric Flair for the U.S. title when Flair was challenging him for it, when Flair wasn't world champ and Sting was. It's on a Clash of the Champions, so check it out. I think it's Clash of the Champions Fall Brawl 1990, or it's either... Yeah, it's Fall Brawl 1990. Yeah, that's the one. That would be the one. Fall Brawl 90. Clash of the Champions. Luger defeats Ric Flair and retains the U.S. title. Yeah, I kind of gave it away, but no, I'm sure it's not really a spoiler. The match is many, many years ago now. But yeah, Lex had a lot of great matches. He had with Sting, a lot of, anytime they wrestled for the U.S. title, which they did back in '89 when Luger was a heel and Sting was Flair's buddy. Luger and Pillman at Halloween Havoc '89 for the U.S. title was really good. Of course, Luger and Barry Windham at Chi-Town Rumble when he won the title. Like, it's just, I don't know, Lex Luger did well with that. There's even a Great American Bash 90, Lex Luger wrestling Mean Mark Callis for the U.S. title, who, of course, is The Undertaker. If I get into, like, the WCW title belt or U.S. title belt that Rick Rude is wearing right there, I think my favorite U.S. heavyweight champion of that era of title would probably be Stunning Steve Austin. I was a big Hollywood Blondes fan, and Steve winning the U.S. belt from Dustin Rhodes at Starrcade 93 in the 2 out of 3 Falls match was pretty cool. It was pretty cool to see Steve won the belt, and he held it until I think August of 94. He lost it to Ricky Steamboat at a Clash of the Champions. So yeah, that was I think those are my favorite U.S. champs. And in the WWE, my favorite would probably be, I don't know. That's a good question. Who was my favorite in the WWE for U.S. champions? I don't know. Maybe Benoit. Maybe Benoit was pretty good with it in the WWE. If you look aside Benoit's personal life and just look at his wrestling life, his wrestling career, yeah, he's a good U.S. champ. So yeah, that's it. That's my history of the U.S. title belt here on the magazine covers. Let me know with some feedback. Who was your favorite U.S. heavyweight champion? What belt did you like the most? What belt design? Did you have a favorite U.S. title match? That belt, again, like the Intercontinental title, was the working horse title, right? You kind of, that was you're guaranteed an awesome U.S. title match, no doubt. And 99% of the time that happened. Sure, you're gonna get some stinkers. You always do, right? It's just the way it is. But yeah, a great title and a lot of history and a lineage to that belt. Thanks to the amazing Handsome Harley Race, who was the first U.S. heavyweight champion, like I said, in a tournament in 1975. All right, there it is. That's my video for today. Something small, something fun, just something, I hope you guys enjoy. I thought I would do something creative with this just because I haven't done a video in a few days. The last one I did was PWI 500 one on the magazine I just got. So I thought this would kill some time and hopefully entertain you subscribers who watch the videos. All right. Thanks so much for everything, the comments and everything. And then I'm glad I could get back to you guys. If I haven't, I'm sorry, but I'll try to. And until I do my next video, I'll talk to you guys later.